Good morning, everyone. The viewer, the moderator. I'm Olumo Babatunde, KWARABUILD digital strategist and content writer. Uh, Here with me on the station. Okay. Good morning, everyone. The viewer, the moderator. I'm Olumo Babatunde, digital strategist from KWARABUILD and the content writer. I'm so delighted to be the author for this session, which titled How Brands Can Use Partnership and Stories to Drive Growth. Here on this session with me, I'll be introducing and unveiling the speakers for the day and the guests, which are four. It permits me to invite four speakers that will be with me on the session today. Evelyn Magu, uh, Gisu Damilari, and Biro Dara and Mufti Mustafa. Here with me on the session. Hello.
Hello, are you speaking with me?
Hi, Evelyn.
Hello, good morning. My name's Evelyn Kamau Megwe. It's an honor to be here this morning, and thank you for having me. I do work with VMware as a strategic partner business manager for East Africa. Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you too on here. Good morning, Evelyn. How are you? Glad to see you here and good to be with us. Evelyn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I greeted you. I said, good morning, Evelyn. Glad to see you here and good to be with us. And we are so delighted to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to the session this morning.
Oh, amazing, amazing. The viewer, are you ready? Because you already get something insightful and something educating from this young woman. Good to have you, Evelyn, once again. Here on the session, Evelyn, we'll be speaking directly and asking you some kind of questions to give insights to our viewers on this session or build 2020 conference. And this topic and the topic of the session will be how brands can use partnership and stories to drive growth. Are you ready, Evelyn?
Yes, I am.
Good to have you. Evelyn, I read through your bio and I was so amazed. I was so delighted. I was so humbled to read it because this is one of the best bio I could ever seen. I'm not trying to tease you. I'm not trying to overhype you. But I'm just let you people know you've done great and you've done amazingly well. To be very, very honest. So now, Evan, I would like you to introduce yourself and tell yourself to people what you're up to and what you've been up to all this while. Just a little short about yourself.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm a mother and a wife. But most importantly, I'm a woman in technology. So I have been a woman in technology since my career started, and having the opportunity to work for various multinationals, just to mention a few, the likes of Dimension Data, which are global system integrators, and also Microsoft, and currently now working at VMware. So, and all these organizations and institutions have shaped my life, not only career-wise, but also personally, because I have had the opportunity to be thrown into deep waters and demonstrate the capacity to swim out of that, come up with ideas, come up with solutions, be able to engage different people from different backgrounds, but most importantly, being involved in various transformative projects. When I mean transformative projects, I mean projects that are related to technology and its impact to development, its impact to the youth, and its impact to jobs. So the ability to be part of that and to be able to drive that conversation as a woman in technology has ultimately been quite heartwarming. And I'm very passionate about that particular aspect as a woman in technology. In brief, in the recent years at VMware, I have also been involved in various projects, but the most recent one being partnering with a couple of academies, as well as being able to be part of the committee representing VMware at the African Union for the Pan-Africa Virtual University as development as well. So, and the main objective for this project was to ensure that students have access to current on-demand education that will foster and empower them with the right skills to get the jobs they need, or to create the jobs they need, or to be part of solutions. You know, we're talking of future solutions. We're talking of solutions that address African problems. So in a brief, that's what I've been up to. And it's amazing to see the progress, even closer home, KWARABUILD has had as far as this initiative is concerned, and other institutions as well.
Oh, thank you for the little about. I'm so amazed to hear from you. Believe me, this is the best involvement of my entire life that I'm so much be glad to share with people and tell my people about you. Good to have you here. We have next speakers too. JD, that'll be just with that Larry Adeshegun.
Hello, everybody.
JD, are you with us?
Yes,
yeah,
I'm here.
Morning. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning. How are you, JD? Yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
Yeah, good morning, JD. How are you?
I'm doing very good. And how are you too?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good to have you here, and thanks for joining us. It's so much very delightful to have you. We're so glad to see you face, and thank you for having us too. It's all of us an amazing pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me too. Yeah.
Oh, good to see you here. We just need you to tell our viewers more, little about you and what you're up to for this.
Sorry, I can't hear you too clearly.
I said we need you to tell us, our viewers, little about of yourself and about little about you to people listening to you.
Okay. Okay, so my name is Olawale Adeshegun David, and I'm a co-founder of Innovate Lab, which is located in Ogbomoso, right? So I'm a graduate of LAUTECH, the prestigious university in Ogbomoso, right? So, well, I think I developed a sort of, attachment to Ogbomoso, and I decided to stay back in town because I saw the potentials, residents in the community. And that was one of the major motivations for setting up Innovate Lab. I've had ample experience with a diverse number of founders who established awesome tech businesses right from Ogbomoso. And after a while, they had to move to Lagos because, Lagos was where they could scale and all of that. But I felt that the reason why we keep having this brain drain, this loss of talent from Ogbomoso is because there is no conducive environment or atmosphere to, support innovation. So what we're trying to do is to change that narrative, we're trying to ensure that founders can emerge within the ecosystem and remain right in the ecosystem and build, globally scalable businesses. So Ogbomoso is more like, our starting point because our intention is actually to replicate this in other underserved university communities. It's interesting that it's not only Ogbomoso that is experiencing this, right? So we have, places like Akure, we have places like, Akungba, where people are doing awesome things. But after a while, there's like a ceiling that hinders them from being able to progress beyond that level. So Innovate Lab is trying to remove that ceiling, so young people can have opportunity decentralized and access as well. Yeah, so I would say it has been an exciting experience for me because, we're going to see some of the wins, we're going to see some of the wins. We now have about 2 more innovation hubs and co-work spaces, established in promotion since we started. We've also seen some people deciding to, remain in town to build their startups. So we're already beginning to see, the wins we've been looking forward to. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you very much for this short bio of yours. We are so excited to hear from you, and our viewers too are so amazed about your little. We we are so much concerned about how you build the community, and you are serving a lot of amazing, cooking a lot of awesomeness in the community. Thank you for doing awesomely, and thank you for attending to community issues and trying to build yourself against uh, other complications of life. So now I think there will be a little few questions through to Evelyn. Evelyn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Hello.
hear you.
Hi, Evelyn.
Yes, hello.
Now, this session today, we have the title How Brands Can Use Partnership and Stories to Grow, to Drive Growth, either in Nigeria or any of the world. So now, I just believe you have extensive knowledge and a very comprehensive thoughts about this partnership. You're so much professional in this kind of kind of commitment. So now, I have this question for you, Evelyn. Is partnership a good idea?
Sorry, is partnership?
Is partnership a very good idea?
Okay, thank you for this question. I want to take you a step back and just briefly define branding, or what is a brand, for the sake of the viewers, and also just to link it to why partnerships are important. So a brand is something that identifies your uniqueness as a business, as a company, as an individual. What value are you bringing to the table? What pillars are you anchoring yourself to as a company that then makes the perception to others? What impression do you create? So that brand is what will actually drive the discussion with partners. Because most of the time, especially in my world where, of course, I'm currently still employed, you really do have, as a company, to demonstrate that brand. And it has to be a sustainable brand that speaks to the community, and its core values attract the want or the willingness of the various entities to want to partner with you. So that is crucial, and that is so important even before delving into partnerships. Now, as an entity or as a company, partnerships are very important for the successes of businesses, because no man is a silo. And especially when it comes to businesses, they will need to collaborate and integrate and work together to harness each other's powers. So yes, partnerships do play a critical role when it comes to the success of a business, when it comes to successes of an individual. And that is also going back to the company I work for, VMware. It has clearly demonstrated the strength of partnership. If you look at the nature of our solutions, if you look at the history of our collaboration with various companies, with various entities, that has really, really empowered and also driven the conversation as a tech leader and as a leader in the cloud space. And this is clearly represented in the agnostic nature in which our company interacts with other entities. So yes, partnerships are very important, but it is actually even more important to make sure that your brand create that kind of an impression that will attract the right partnerships for the success of the company.
So far, we so much appreciate this answer, and we are very much delightful about the how you tackle the question. It's more amazing. Thank you for this, and thank you for everything. Now, I love this second question for you, which I believe it's more informative if people can listen to it. If people can listen to this. Evelyn, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I just want to ask you now, how can organization identify potential?
Sorry, you're breaking. Hello?
Wow.
It looks like we've lost a few of the members on the call.
Yeah, must be their network.
Yeah, I was worried it was mine for a minute there.
Okay. It's possible we are still live. So I think I remember the question I was trying to ask. So the question is, how do you discover those you want to partner with? What are the things you should look out for in, partnerships you want to strike? Yeah.
Yeah, I will proceed to answer in respect of the time and the people viewing. Okay, so identification of partners again goes back to what you as a business, what your key focus area is, because you want to make sure you have the right partners and that whatever your key skills or your key deliverables or solutions are, add value. So number one, the first element of partnership is to look for a win-win. Is this relationship symbiotic? Does it add value to my organization to partner with this institution? Another aspect, though, quite interesting, is forming partnership to also empower. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gaining much from it, but you're actually empowering a community or supporting a community in order to improve their livelihoods or to give them opportunities. But these opportunities in the long run can then, in retrospect, add value to you as an organization. It might not be immediate win-win, but you're looking at long-term. So I'll give examples of, I will not call them CSRs, but I'll call them global impact activities. So are you as a company looking to transform a certain community? Do you want to ensure they have the right skills to be able to get jobs or to be able to create or innovate? And as you say, JD, in your introduction, that is what pulled you back to your community. So because you wanted to give back, but it involved you partnering with the communities. So you have to have the buy-in of the community as well.
Exactly.
That's actually a partnership. That's one angle. The other angle is where you partner for revenue, because as a business also you're revenue driven, but how will this partnership add value to my business and increase my market share? That's another angle you can look at partners. So when you're looking at how to create this partnership, it really has to be driven by what your core intent is as a company, what are your core values as a company, and what do you want to achieve as a company. Within that community, it's very important to think holistically, or as far as your deliverables as a company are concerned. So I do hope that I answered his question as we wait for him to come back.
Yeah, you did. You did. I thought I saw him join already. So, hello. Okay, we might need to improvise, and just,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe carry on the conversation and all of that, right? So, as you said, I really agree with, what you laid out, right? So there are partnerships that we go into them because, okay, we're back.
Hello.
Yeah, I have Aline. Are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just answered your question. I do hope
okay.
I.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, well addressed. Thank you for the amazing insight. JD, we have a
Yeah.
question for you. So,
Okay.
are you there, JD?
I am
so
here.
how do you develop and maintain network and collaborative partnership? Can you just give us a little insight on that?
Okay. So communication is very, very important. So as Evelyn has said, it's very essential that at the onset of, trying to build partnerships, you need to define exactly what you're going into that partnership for. When you have that bedrock of the why, it makes it easier to be more invested in, maintaining the relationship. So I would say that, partnerships and networks, they shrivel and die when we do not put in the necessary efforts. We need to keep, checking up on one another. We need to ensure that we are sharing things of value to, members of our network and as well, our partners. There are some times that, you come across an opportunity and you know that your company can handle it, but one of your partners can easily do that. I mean, the next thing is to just pass it on to them and say, oh, we actually evaluated our strengths and realized we can handle this job, but we feel you are in the best place to, take care of it. So as we keep giving, we're actually creating, we're ensuring that we have a better credit in our goodwill, bank, kind of like a goodwill account. So by giving, we're creating more goodwill, and that could be, drawn upon when we really need help down the line. So it's very essential to keep communication going on at all points. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the insightful addressing. We are so much glad to receive the message from you. So now, Evelyn, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we have a question for you. I believe you'll be able to give more insightful knowledge about this. So, what do potential partnership want from the partnership company? What do potential partnership want from other partnership company? What are they willing to get?
Okay, so when you say potential partnerships, you're asking about companies that would be interested to partner with you. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
out of experience and in my day-to-day work, I do look after our partner base in East Africa. Being a multinational, we have to engage and transact through our partners and ensure that they speak the same language, they relay the message accurately, and ultimately they serve and support our customers. But what do these partners look for? So essentially, partners will definitely be looking for something that will propel them. And it all boils down to success. So they will definitely be looking for, what at the end of the day will constitute of my partnership with VMware as far as my revenue is concerned, or what at the end of the day will constitute how will I grow within my territory or within this industry. So most of the partners will be looking for increasing revenue or increase or growth, either capacity, skills, and other unique requirements will be partnering to serve a need or a gap in the community, or to serve more futuristic, futuristic requirements in a community. And so essentially a lot of the partners will come to the board and look for what can they get out of you, or what value are you bringing to the table. And again, it goes back to the topic here where you spoke about brands, and it is so important for companies to have that brand that will attract the right partnerships. So, the kind of partnerships that will then maintain a more sustainable, beneficial relationship between the partners. So that is what I see in my work experience, and in my opinion, a lot of partners will be looking for those factors.
Oh wow, wow, good, 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 and that's so wow of you. That's so amazing of you. Thank you for tackling and addressing the question and in very very professional way. We so much love that. We so much love that. Our viewers are giving you a very top up for this. Thank you for this insightful answer. So JD, are you with me?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Sorry. How do you choose which brand to work with, and what do you look for when trying to work with them?
Oh, okay. So remember that every business, every startup has a soul, right? So you have a soul, an essence, and that comes from what your core values, are. And it's very important that before you go into partnership with other organizations, you search out what their, core values, look like. It's very essential. There is need for due diligence, because you don't want people that maybe get involved in, underhanded practices, and that could rub off on your brand. As Evelyn has said, it's very essential that the first thing is you understand who you are as a company, and you don't want to compromise that stand, right? So, I mean, because for instance, let me say, if you are a vegan company, you are into being vegetarians, you may want to ensure that the partnerships you go into do not involve those who eat animals or something like that. So those things are very, very crucial, and most times it is due diligence that we uncover those possible disparities between what you believe and what the other partners believe. At the same time as well, the antecedents of companies can be a red flag for you to watch out for. For instance, you may have found that some people are very unscrupulous. They don't mind devastating a community in the bid to get profit. Now you may want to be careful with going into partnerships with such people, because they could as well do the same thing with you. So it's very essential to carry out due diligence, and to ensure that your core values are not just some things you write on paper or put on your website, but things that as a leader and as a team, you all believe in what you have stated are your core values. So it's very important to stand faithful to your core values, and to ensure to do due diligence before you go into partnerships.
Yeah, thank you. It's very important to stand faithful. It's very important to stand sincere, and it's very important to be very, very clean and innocent. Thank you for that. We so much appreciate that one. Evelyn, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Evelyn. Oh, yeah. I'll be so much glad to ask you this question, because I've seen a lot of energy, a lot of insightful information from your questions. And D also, you both have been doing amazing. I can't wait to have you another day. I'm so good to have you here. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for you breaking the question down and making people understand ultimately what you mean by partnership. It's very, very, very amazing. So, Evelyn, what are the things to avoid when partnering? What do you think are the things to avoid when partnering?
Yeah, so I think JD has briefly touched on this. You have to be guided by principles. You have to be guided by morals and ethics. There are other unspoken cultural morals. So there are very many elements to look out for. But most importantly, you do not want to get into a partnership with a company or an individual who does not abide by the normal, what you call ethics. So when you talk about, morality and talk about ethics, These are basics, and most of them are even subscribed in and guided and clearly provided for by the governments. So the laws, these institutions have to abide by the laws. They have to be legal. These are just the initial basic requirements for partnership. But alongside that, you also want to look at a company. You want to avoid partnering with companies that are not, they're not gelling in with your mission and vision. You want to avoid such a partnership because, again, you could end up wasting time or wasting revenue and resources. Again, as Alia said, if you do not do your due diligence. So you want to do your due diligence and ensure that the partnership or the partners that you're approaching are people who will actually not let you down, not waste your time. So when you talk about sustainability, the other thing you want to avoid, you want to look out for and maybe avoid, you want to avoid companies that do not have a strong brand per se, although this is quite dicey because you have the issue of startups. And these are people who over time develop and create and grow their brand. And a lot of startups have become huge multinationals over time. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're also avoiding anybody who you're not certain about the foundation, you're not certain about the longevity, and even the fact that whether they can deliver. You also want to avoid a partnership that is inconsistent. So you want to look at how consistent is this entity? How consistent is this individual? Consistency in what? You look at the history. Do they deliver? Does this actually work? Is it something that we can actually fall back to as we go on in this partnership journey? So those are key elements you probably want to look. And again, going back to what is partnership? Partnership is a relationship. Partnership is a win-win. Partnership is giving back sometimes, but ultimately it's collaboration. Collaboration for what? To make me better, to make my company better, to make your company better. And you want to leverage the skills or collaborate and make sure that you harness each other's skills for the betterment of the success of your company and the success and the impact on the community, etc. So those are the things I would probably highlight as things not to do or things to look out for. But once you have, and these are definitely identified in the due diligence process, I want to just say that you definitely need to make sure you have a strong network. This strong network allows you to do enough research as you pursue a partnership. So for instance, academies or customers or partners will come to VMware to partner with me, but they will need to also ascertain, how is Evelyn as an individual to be my business partner on this? How is VMware as a company? So those networks come in handy, and they will probably ask a lot of those networks. And these networks are combined of what? People that VMware is in the same pool with. We're talking about other multinationals, we're talking about other IT companies. So it's also very critical to ensure that you have that backing. So also to speak like almost sponsoring you and ensuring that you're making the right decisions.
Wow. Thank you. Thanks so much for this amazing response. So much love that. So much appreciate it. Thank you. JD, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, JD. So I would like to throw these questions to you because you've been so amazingly well. To be honest, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. So please, what are the amazing values of partnership, and what are the core complications of partnership?
What are the amazing values of partnership? And I didn't get you. Can you go back again?
What are the amazing value of partnership, and what are the complications, like the problem of partnership?
Okay, so partnerships, as Evelyn has said, is meant to be a win-win kind of thing. So one of the amazing values of partnership is you have an amplified effect, or you can amplify effects. If you want to do something and you want to go it alone, it's very difficult for you to match the effect of two people doing the same thing. Imagine now 10,000 people doing the same thing. So partnerships help amplify results, and the bigger the wins, the more joy and the more sense of, how will I call it, the more sense of resilience, the more sense of, okay, we're going to keep doing this, that comes from it. For instance, let me give an example. We have this annual event we hold in Ogbomoso called the Ogbomoso Innovation Challenge, and we hold this for all secondary schools in Ogbomoso. After the first edition, at first, we had these, cash prizes and, gifts for the participating students. Said they never believed we were going to give them the, cash prizes, the winning schools. They felt we were going to be like other institutions that had, put together such competitions and never, remitted funds, or something, as it were. So, but after that first instance, we had quite a number of schools, coming on board for the second edition. It was like, oh, this is possible in Ogbomoso. And then principals were calling us and saying, we never knew our children were capable of these things. Wow, and then they were willing to sponsor their children, their students for the next edition. So that's one of the values of partnership. You get to share wins together. It makes more, it's just like you celebrating and you are the only one celebrating, compared to if you are like, 30 celebrating a win. So that's one of the amazing values of, partnerships. Number two, there is this normal, question they ask us, back then in secondary school. If a man were to, build a house in 40 days, how long will it take 5 men to build the same house? I love those questions. It made, so much, it was so interesting to, solve those questions. That's the same thing that partnership does. Partnership cuts the time we spend on achieving, massive goals. So you have efforts, bringing forth results in shorter periods of time. That's one of the amazing values of, partnerships. Another thing is that, as when you build partnership, just as what Evelyn said, you have a massive reach of your network. It means that some information you would never have heard, your network, your partners can hear them and they know they are beneficial to you. So it increases, it almost makes you omniscient. Like it makes you like somebody who is present in multiple places at the same time. Your brand also gets strengthened due to the strength of your partnerships. But complications of partnerships could be when trust is broken. And that's why I would encourage that before you go into partnerships, beyond on their words, there may be need to create agreements and all of that. It's essential. There are some partnerships that you must. I'm speaking to startups now, right? There are some partners, ratifying that partnership. Many people have been burnt because this also applies, because from being co-founders, you're already partners. Co-founders need documents at times to ratify what exactly the terms of their partnership looks like. And then again, you're going to partnership with some people that may likely they are playing in. It might be essential to have a non-compete agreement. So it's essential to identify the legal steps to take to help ensure complications in partnerships do not ensue. And I feel that in Africa, we may have a challenge with, putting things down and signing documents, because we feel that, people will feel like I don't trust them. That's why I'm asking them to sign them. But it's essential that you do that when you want to go into partnerships that could hurt you in the future. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. You've done amazingly well. Thank you for this insightful answer, and thank you for the response. We're so much glad to have you too. Sorry, Evelyn,
Yes, I'm here.
are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hello.
Yeah, what are the secrets? Hello, Evelyn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. What are the secrets to be a successful partnership? What are the main secrets, the core secrets of a successful partnership?
Um, you know, in a partnership, you're almost transcending your core values to the next person. So you almost want to, because you want to be able to trust this partner for the long term. And what is the best approach? So it's just to make sure that this partner understands first what your core values are, that you as a company demonstrate and live and show those core values, because in return, it actually creates that trust. And then the ability to actually follow through. So be it a commitment you've made with this partner, be it going the extra mile sometimes, but it is so important to make sure that these partners are married to your vision. They're married to what you're trying to achieve. But also the other secret is consistency. Consistency in communication, consistency in ensuring there is continuous buy-in in what you're doing, and being present. That's another secret I've come to realize. So a partnership is actually about nurturing. So I will go to the age oldest partnership of Adam and Eve, or you'd call it marriage. So it's really about communicating and interacting, ensuring this person understands where you're going, where you're coming to, what you're doing, trying as much as possible to be transparent and consistent to ensure that you maintain that partnership. Because especially if it's a value add partnership, you want to ensure that that is done. I think that the other secret I've actually come to learn recently is ability to always being ahead of your time, or just proactive. Let me use the word proactive. So, and having foresight. So you have that foresight, you're proactive, and you actually, the other partner or the other company or individual will tend to actually see that you're pulling them and you're adding value in that partnership, you're bringing in the right information. So I'll bring it home. As far as IT is concerned, and why people want to partner with you as a company in IT is purely out of innovation. Are you innovative enough? Are you bringing in the right skills? Are you bringing in the right solutions? And you have to be forward thinking, So those are the secrets. And as a partner manager in my role, those are the things that I make sure my partners understand from the onset, and consistently and continuously communicated. So they're not left, they're not feeling left out, or not engaged, or not involved. So those are the four, I think I've mentioned 4 secrets to the best of my knowledge, and as far as my experience goes, that would actually bring and bear fruit and nurture that relationship as a partner. JD, it appears you're the host now.
Wow, okay. So I think I could just, add something more to what you said. Just as you said, it's very essential that, consistency and transparency, is brought to the table every single time, to sustain a partnership, and I like, your referral to marriage. That's, the oldest partnership, exactly. And the principles of marriage can actually be brought into, the corporate world as well, where you have to be vulnerable with each other, for trust to really be built, down the line. So I think they're back. So.
Thank you, JD.
Oh, wow. That's amazing of you. With you both, you've done amazingly well. Mightily shall you be rewarded. It's amazing. So, JD, I have one last question for you before we go. Are you ready?
Is that me or JD?
JD.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, JD.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. How do you identify a competent partner? How do you identify a competent partner?
Okay, so as I said earlier, it takes due diligence, right? And particularly when they're already established brands. Established brands have a trail, that they've left over the internet and in their relationship with other people within the ecosystem. So you get to ask questions, you get to dig in some of them have, how I call it, reports, yearly reports, annual reports that you can actually, look through. But it gets more dicey when you're trying to forge partnerships with new entities, startups. And that's where it's essential to, create opportunities to interact more directly with the founders or team members of that company. For instance, if we're trying to build a partnership with a startup, we won't only talk with the leadership, we want to talk with the team members. Do the team members really believe in the vision? Because sometimes what we see on the internet, it's more like a facade. It's more like, a screen, a smoke screen, right? Everything is so well branded, but that doesn't really communicate the core of what goes on in the institution on a daily basis. So you want to talk with the leaders, have conversations with them, possibly face-to-face or over video call, and as well, communicate with members of the team. Not necessarily because you're trying to snoop, you just want to have a feel for what they believe. Do they really believe in the mission they're trying to accomplish? Do they really believe that their company can, accomplish what they've set out to accomplish? So it's essential to, do due diligence. And sometimes you might need to pay people to help you do some research if you feel that you don't have the, network or the resources to make that happen. So due diligence is the way to identify the right kind of partners, to go into partnership with. Then at the same time, referrals go a long way. If you have, how I call it, a mentor, and your mentor were to say, this company is a company to watch out for, right? You want to be able to trust, the recommendation of your mentor. So referrals are very essential. There are some people, who are like, leaders, thought leaders in different sectors on Twitter. And once in a while, they recommend a startup or a company, right? They just talk about either the leader or the organization itself. So you want to, follow the right kind of people on, social media so that you can pick what they are saying about different companies. And at the same time, some of these leaders also call out some companies publicly because they've heard so much going on behind the scenes with those companies that they just say, I need to come out and say that these people are not, trustworthy. So you want to ensure that you are keeping tabs on what is being said concerning companies by people that don't have, a malicious intent, but who are just trying to help members of the different ecosystems as to what kind of companies to go into, partnerships with. Yeah.
For giving a thumbs up, and we are looking up to you for another thing we do. We are so happy to have you here, and we are so glad
Thank you.
to receive your
Thank
responses and amazing insights. So this is.
Hello, I can't hear you.
I think he's muted.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Hello.
Hello, I'm sorry, I think you may be muted. You appear to be on mute. We cannot hear you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hello, Evelyn, and hello, JD. Hope you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh,
it's quite
okay.
clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Really want to appreciate you, the time you have taken out to dispense this much value and give so much insight to every one of us. Really appreciate. We thank you, and we are really, really grateful for everything and for all that you have said. But
Thank you.
in conclusion, we would like to know, what is your advice for a startup or a sole proprietorship, someone who's just new into business and is planning to go into partnership? What is your advice, your final words of advice? Let's start with Evelyn. Ladies first, they say.
Yeah. um, Without deliberating the point, you clearly have to do due diligence. But I think as a startup, the most important element you need is a mentor or a strong network or a group of people that you can trust with the information. Because as a startup, you're probably looking for resources, you're looking for funding, and also the partners that you're starting that startup with. You want to make sure that the person you're getting into that startup with, it's somebody who also has the right values and also has the best interest of the startup at heart. So those for me are the parting shot as in conclusion, as far as partnerships are concerned.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. So we can have JD now.
All right, so I would add this. For you to get the right kind of partnerships, then you need to double down and ensure that what you're going to be offering is valuable. Build something tangible. Let people know that you have already gone to a level that, okay, the reason why you can't go to the next level is because you need the partnerships. So they know that you've done your work and you're not trying to push off work on them, that kind of thing. So ensure that you have built, how will I call it? You have built value into your startup, and that makes it easier for people to buy into whatever you're proposing that they should, partner with you on, right? So it's essential. Build value. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, JD. Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jaden. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you for your moments here. So much appreciate your time, your concern, and your involvement here. So much appreciate your presence. We are so delightful to have you. Thank you, and thank you once again.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day and have a great and amazing wonderful.
Bye.